You know, I don't get to socialize with my TSN colleagues outside of work very often, but today I socialized with the gentleman you're about to see. I went for lunch with him, and it was delicious. It's Craig Button. Here he is over here. Craig, you're a wonderful lunch companion.
Well,
We were with my wife as well.
not as well. It was lovely to spend some time with you.
Well, I let her come along.
Well, so in order, I just want to make it very clear, Jay, in order of like you rate everything. So here's how the rating goes. Chobe number 1.
Yeah.
Gnocchi number 2.
Yeah, the gnocchi was good.
The water was 3.
Yeah, and I'm 1. That's fine. I'll take that. What a performance by the Leafs. They shut down, they were shut down by Igor Shesterkin and the Rangers on Saturday night, and then they promptly go and shut down another one of the best goalies in the league, and Andrei Vasilevsky on Monday. What performance in this Leafs win stood out to you, Craig?
Well, it'd be easy to say William Nylander with 2 goals and an assist, but I'm going to go to Anthony Stolarz. We'll get to Nylander in a minute.
Sure.
Anthony Stolarz, to me, has been just so good in the net. And really what I would say is it shouldn't come as a surprise. I know it was a smaller sample size last year, but his numbers were right at the top of the league. So now he comes over as somebody that's watched Bobrovsky. And he's seen what he did for the Florida Panthers en route to the Stanley Cup. You know, sometimes you learn by watching, sometimes you learn by doing. And I think Stolarz has taken the learning by watching, and he was a good, solid goaltender last year for Florida, and now he's ready to assume that mantle as the #1 goaltender with a big spotlight on him here in Toronto. That's what goes with being a goaltender in Toronto. But also at the same time, his performance has been excellent. And in this game, we can look at it. Yeah, the Leafs were up 5-1. The high danger chances when it was 5-1 clearly favored the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Right.
And again, some quality saves and really standing in there and showing how good he can be. And I really believe that there's no question who the #1 goalie is for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's not going to change in my view.
He's the #1 goalie. Is William Nylander the #1 player on the team right now? Third multi-point effort in the last 4 games. He's up to 5 goals.
Yes, he is. You know, William is such an interesting player. When you watch him play, he makes it look easy. And a lot of people think that, oh, look at how laissez-faire he is.
Right.
He's not laissez-faire. What he is that he thinks the game at a high level. He plays the game with the skill at a high level. And yeah, what appears like it doesn't look like he's trying, it's because he's so bloody talented, but he's a competitor, and he's a player that knows how to take advantage of his skills. You know, last year, through the course of the year, what's it going to cost William Nylander? William Nylander, on his contract, is worth every single penny and maybe more, because that's how good he is. The Leafs are fortunate. They have Austin Matthews, difference maker, Mitch Marner, who can be a difference maker, William Nylander, who can be a difference maker. You got 3 difference makers in your lineup up front. That is something that winning teams have, and I think that the way that Toronto Maple Leafs are playing, that they can think about winning. I'm talking about winning when it comes to playoffs.
I remember they also used to say Mario Lemieux didn't look like he was trying.
It
worked out pretty well for him.
Oh, yeah. That's a good comparison, too. Like, oh, look at Big Mario. Yeah. Well,
they always said that about him. He's not even skating out there. Yeah. It's like, yeah, well, let's look at the numbers when he's done playing. Let's go to the Central Division because, Craig, we have one team that this is so interesting to me. We have one team that is yet to lose a game. Also in the Central, we have a team that is yet to get a single point. That would be the Nashville Predators. We want to start with the Winnipeg Jets. What a start to the season for them. 5 wins to start the season. This has never happened in their franchise's history. Why has this particular Jets team gotten off to such a great start?
I would say it's everything they're doing.
Yeah.
Obviously, you start in the net. You start with Connor Hellebuck. He won the Vezina last year. But the Winnipeg Jets gave up the least amount of goals last year. So you don't end up doing that unless you have really good goaltending, but also really good effort defensively. And the Winnipeg Jets have done exactly that last year, and they've carried it right into this year. Their power play has been really good. Davis Payne came over to try to inject some new ideas into the power play, and it's really done well. I think the top line with Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, and Gabe Vilardi is an underrated line. They have all the elements, I think, that you need in a top line that can be, and Mark Scheifele's had a fantastic start to the year.
He's been great.
The third line with Niederreiter, Lowry, and Appleton might be the best third line in hockey. And then other players now are finding their way. The second line, you know, with Ehlers and Cole Perfetti and Nemesnikov. The fourth line, you know, we use the word identity. They have that. The blue line's good. The blue line is a blue line that can skate. And Josh Morrissey, like, if people haven't been paying attention, Josh Morrissey is one of the best defensemen in the National Hockey League. And certainly when you have a number one defenseman, a number one goaltender, a top line that can play, a third line that can do like that, and they play in a really strong, connected way. That's why they're 5-0.
And credit to Scott Arniel coming in, you know, replacing a legend and Rick Bowness and doing a heck of a job. And he did a heck of a job last year, right?
And I'm glad you said that he did a good job last year, because he was there last year. So even as he assumes the mantle of head coach, he comes in now understanding the players. The players have a feel for him. And so now he can build on what they did. It's not a new coach coming in trying to establish it. He just builds on last year, and he's done a heck of a job to this point.
And then you have our mutual close personal friend Barry Trotz and the Nashville Predators. Barry won July 1st. He gets Stamkos. He gets Saros signed. It looked so promising, and it started so poorly. What's your take on it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like it's deja vu all over again for me, Jay. Like last year on your show, I said, I'm all in on the Ottawa Senators. Everybody should be worried about them. And they stumbled and fumbled, and they didn't do very much over the course of the season. And so what do? I came out and I said, I'm all in on the Nashville Predators. Everybody should be worried about the Nashville Predators.
Yep.
They can't score. They can't, like, you know, you have 10 goals in 5 games. 2 goals a game ain't helping you win games. And then you look at Saros hasn't been great. I know he had some, I guess what I would call some injuries heading into the season, but it's affected them.
Kind of lingered.
They don't have a number one center, Jay.
Right.
And you know, Marchessault comes over. Ryan O'Reilly's a terrific center.
Yeah.
But a number one difference-making center. You know, I just talked about Scheifele, right? They don't have that, and so I know it's going to take Steven Stamkos a little bit of time to get adjusted to a new environment and everything, but the same things that they suffered from last year, lack of goal scoring, that Barry Trotz addressed with Stamkos and Marchessault coming in. They're struggling still in the goal scoring area, and you know, 0-5. It's not a place anybody wants to be, and I think you have an interesting stat coming up.
No team has ever started the year 0-5 and made the postseason. They're going to have to be the first to do it. Seems weird that no team's ever done that, doesn't it?
Yeah, but what were the Oilers last year? 2-9-3 or something, or 3-9-3. So they were 6 games under 500 and found their way out. But I guess when you start with 5 losses, but it hasn't been good it hasn't. They haven't looked sharp. They haven't looked crisp. They haven't looked like a team that has this cohesiveness in their play. And I think Andrew Burnett's a good coach, but they just haven't been able to find their way to this point in time. And just what you pointed out, if they don't find their time, it's going to end up being a long, miserable year. Maybe what they should do is plan a concert at the Sphere. Andrew can come in and say, we're canceling that. You guys haven't earned it. And they'll go on a 16-game unbeaten streak.
The Eagles are there right now.
I don't listen. If
or whatever's left of the Eagles.
Well, for me and you, we know. The players in Nashville don't know who the Eagles are.
Right. That's actually probably true. Probably true. Craig, what are you excited about? They're calling it the Frozen Frenzy. All of the NHL teams are playing on Tuesday night. We've got 4 games for you on TSN. Which of these games are you most excited about?
Well, I don't know about excited. I mean, you can watch it. No, but Jets Blues, I'm excited about Jets Blues. The Senators going to Utah. But here's what I'm most excited about, Jay. Tomorrow, Tuesday night on this show, we're going to do rapid fires. A thought from all 16 games, no more than 5 seconds.
5-second analysis from Craig on each and every one of these teams.
No, 16 games.
Oh, each and every one of these games, not all 32 teams.
No.
Just 16 games.
Yeah.
16 thoughts.
And if the Nashville Predators lose on Tuesday night, I'll tell you what my thought is right now. Big trouble.
Big trouble.